What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. So we're going to do a take two on this video here because if you do recall, if you watched this same video that was up for about 12 hours on Friday night, yeah, we're going to do a take two. So I recorded this video on Friday. It was about a 25-minute long video, which now I'm going to scale it back. It's not going to be that long, but yeah, I recorded it without a microphone. Apparently, my microphone was not hooked up to the recording software, so I did that whole video for absolutely nothing. Then I did a quick voiceover, and then I just sent the slides. But I know you guys deserve a little bit more than that. You deserve some explanation. So I decided to delete that video, and I'm going to re-record this one. So yes, these are my top 10 linebacker rankings for the 2025 NFL Draft. So if you guys don't know how these videos go, I do not do honorable mentions. This is my cut and dry top 10. So if you guys think I missed someone or you guys are wondering where that certain player falls in my rankings, leave a comment below and I'll be happy to have a discussion with you in the comment section for sure. So without further delay, let's get into this video. This refire video. So at number 10, I have Memphis linebacker Chandler Martin. So Chandler Martin is a channel favorite. He came on my channel in the summer of 2024 and we did I think it was about a 20-30 minute interview. Chandler Martin is a fantastic human being and he's a fantastic player if you guys aren't familiar with him. This was a tough call. Chandler Martin got the nod over guys like Tyreen Powell, Kobe King, Deshaun Pace, Aaron Smith, linebackers like this. But Chandler Martin is an exceptional football player. 2 years of playing FBS ball at Memphis now. He lit the absolute world on fire last year. I believe he had 90 plus total tackles. He had 2 interceptions, 3 sacks, 3 fumble recoveries. He was fantastic. And then he followed it up with an even better season this past year. 111 total tackles, 7 total sacks. He was phenomenal. So he displays a lot of athletic ability in coverage. He played at the Shrine Bowl this past year. He was exceptional in covering the flats, covering those uh, line, uh, running back screens out of the backfield as well. He's an exceptional coverage linebacker, and he provides more than enough juice to rush the passer. So I'm thinking he's going to play. I don't know if he'll technically be an every down linebacker in the NFL. His size at 5'11", 227 pounds. We're getting towards that part of we're evolving in the NFL to where size doesn't necessarily totally matter. In some other areas of life, it does, but in this area, it really doesn't matter a whole lot. You're not looking for those 6'4", 260-pound linebackers like you used to. Like the Brian Urlacher days are gone. Not to say that those guys won't succeed at the NFL level, but teams are looking for more quick, compact, lateral agility from their linebackers. So Chandler Martin, I think, could be a perfect Sam linebacker in the NFL, someone that has more than enough prowess to rush the passer, and he could absolutely hold his own in coverage. He's a phenomenal player, and I think he's well deserving of this number 10 ranking. At number 9, I have Mr. Consistency in Barrett Carter from Clemson here. This might be a little low for some people, but I see Barrett Carter in the same light that I see Chandler Martin as someone that's probably going to be a Sam linebacker in the NFL due to their size, their overall coverage ability. Barrett Carter can definitely hold his own against those tight ends up the seam, against those running backs out of the backfield. Does tend to get lost in pursuit of the ball carrier. He's to shed block traffic. So that's where the pursuit, the overall play, I think he's about a step behind. Barrett Carter's a phenomenal player. I mean, we've been talking about Barrett Carter's transition from college football to the NFL for a couple years now, since Trenton Simpson was a Clemson linebacker. I was like, hey, who's this zero guy? Who's this Barrett Carter character? So, Barrett Carter is someone that has been on the radar of draft guys for quite a while. I think he's going to be someone that's just going to be uber consistent at the NFL level. He's not going to, if he does make a Pro Bowl, maybe 1 or 2, he's not going to be that every year Pro Bowl guy, all pro guy, but he's going to be someone that's consistent in your lineup week in and week out, and he's just going to produce. He's going to get the tackles. He's going to be a decent coverage guy, and he shows some juice as a pass rusher as well. So I think a Sam linebacker role is probably perfect at the NFL level, and I think Barrett Carter rests very nicely at this number 9 ranking here. Danny Stutzman here at number 8 is an interesting placement because Danny Stutzman, in my opinion, is obviously a top 10 linebacker in this class. Some people have him way up as like 3, 4. Some people have him as 10. I think 8 is a perfect place for him. So Stutzman is an uber athletic linebacker, someone that just finds the creases in the offensive line and just consistently makes plays against the run. He's kind of like the opposite of Barrett Carter and Chandler Martin, I'd want to say. I think despite how athletic he truly is, he does struggle in coverage, and he excels as a run defender. So I think that's very interesting that someone who has, I think it was like a 9.42 RAS score at the combine, someone who's so uber athletic as he is, and he's got great size as well, 6'3", 233 pounds. He could definitely move. I think it's funny that he's usually a step behind in coverage and zone coverage. He's doesn't have the instincts like you would for a typical coverage linebacker. But Stutzman is someone who is going to excel against the run. He's a great tackler again, and I think that this is someone that finds a perfect role in the NFL. Maybe he's a linebacker that comes off the field in obvious passing down situations, but he's going to be that first and second down linebacker that's going to be able to stuff the run at the line of scrimmage. So Stutzman is someone that's uber athletic, and with the proper coaching, he's probably someone that can excel in coverage in what a couple of years of development. Smile Mondin Jr. is my pick at number 7 here, and he is just, to me, Mondin Jr. is someone, especially at his size at 6'2", 224 pounds. He seems like the next Jamie and Sherwood type of player that college, well, it's the reverse. Jamie Sherwood was a college safety. He transitioned to playing linebacker, and he finally broke out in a big way this past season for the Jets. Mondin Jr. is someone that I think that can make the opposite or be more of those hybrids. He's a phenomenal tackler, and he's exceptional in coverage. I mean, he sticks to these tight ends and these running backs like glue. He can keep up with the very best of them. He's even someone that I think you could stick in the slot for a snap or two, and he could definitely cover one of those slower, shiftier slot wide receivers. But yeah, Mondin is someone, again, undersized for the position. I would say slim in his build, 6'2", 224 pounds, incredibly athletic. Someone that can make the tackle, and we have seen him make tackles behind the line of scrimmage, but that's not where he makes his money. That's not his bread and butter. His bread and butter is sticking to these tight ends and running backs like glue. And I really do think a savvy enough defensive coordinator can convert him into a monster safety. 6'2", 224 for a safety is unbelievable. He has the athleticism, he has the speed, he has the coverage instincts. I think it's a little too folded, but I think that he's someone that could be a very fun hybrid player at the NFL level and fit into a lot of different defensive schemes. And now we have my overall favorite linebacker in the entire 2025 class. We have Teddy Buchanan out of Cal. Only one season of FBS ball under his belt. He did transfer from UC Davis, but Buchanan is someone that fills up the stat sheet. I mean, you name it, he does it. There's a clip. He's so versatile. There's 2 separate clips that I saw on Twitter of Teddy Buchanan that highlighted like 2 different snaps from like the same drive. It was him completely baiting and reading the quarterback's eyes and swatting down a pass over the middle. And then the next was him rushing off the edge and completely dog walking a tight end. And this is a tight end that A, was bigger than him, and B, was someone that had plenty of time to set his feet. It wasn't like it was a snap and Buchanan was just on him. He had plenty of time to set, maybe a second and a half, and Buchanan just absolutely bull rushed him right into lap of the quarterback. It was unbelievable. What an unbelievable just change from the same drive. Someone that could just flip a switch and play so many different roles. Buchanan is someone that I think we're getting into those linebackers in the class now that I think are do-it-all type of guys. Teddy Buchanan is someone that has shown that he could rush the passer. He can cover. He can tackle. He's great against the run. I think this is someone who is going to somehow slip into that day 3 category, and he's going to be drafted on day 3, and it's going to be a smash hit pick. It's going to be someone that's going to be a contributor on day 1, whether that be if he starts on special teams or he starts on defense. He's going to be someone that he reminds me a lot of Terrell Bernard. If you guys know Terrell Bernard on the Buffalo Bills, out of Baylor, he was one of those guys that was just he just filled up the stat sheet and he was able to do a little bit of everything, and he's excelling in the NFL, and I think that's exactly what Teddy Buchanan can become. At number 5, I have Jeffrey Bassa here, a converted safety to a linebacker. Bassa is someone that could do everything at a very, very high rate. So Bassa is someone, again, who's going to be 6'1", 233. That's really more of your average to slightly above average build for a linebacker nowadays, I feel like, especially with these uber athletic guys coming in. And Bassa is that uber athletic guy. So my main concern with Bassa going into this year, since he is a converted safety, was his tackling technique, was his tackling reliability. And steadily as the season went on, Bassa just massively improved both areas. He's just a phenomenal overall player. Since he's a converted safety, he has the coverage abilities against those running backs, against those tight ends, against those receivers going over the middle. He's got the hit power as well. He's just a big play waiting to happen from the linebacker position. I think that he can excel in a defense that allows him to truly display those coverage abilities. But man, he could bang. That's for sure. He could definitely pop at the point of attack. So Boss is someone that really the only question mark I had going into the 2024 college football season was how is he going to improve his tackling technique and his tackling ability, and steadily improve throughout the entire season. He's someone that now in one-on-one situations in the open field could totally make that tackle 9 times out of 10 or even 10 times out of 10. So Boss is someone that is steadily improving, which is good. You don't want to draft a player, especially inside the top 100, that has already hit his peak. I think Bassa is just scraping the surface of what he can be as a linebacker. At number 4, just missing out on the top 3, I have Chris Paul Jr. This guy is an absolute dog. You want to talk about, we talked about Teddy Buchanan, we talked about Jeffrey Bassa. Chris Paul Jr. is just someone that excels tremendously at every single thing that you ask him to do at the linebacker position. Probably the best overall coverage linebacker in the entire class. A little bit smaller than the others, just a little bit 6 foot, 228, 230, around there. That doesn't really matter to me. I mean, the instincts, the play recognition, the coverage ability. I mean, he plays with great hands. That's the thing as well. He's always getting his hands up in passing lanes, deflecting passes, intercepting passes, knocking them down. Perfect timing to make those hits at the catch point as well to knock the ball loose. He's someone that is just probably one of, if not the smartest linebackers in the entire class as well. He's someone that I could see easily commanding defenses very soon in his NFL career, year 2, year 3, being that Mike linebacker, being that do-it-all linebacker. He could rush the passer as well. Great in-run defense. I mean, if you guys are watching this video, you know how impactful Chris Paul Jr. is. I really don't have to tell you much more than I already did. But I think Chris Paul Jr. is someone that is an absolute dog, and he is going to excel at the NFL level. Carson Swessinger is rounding out our top 3 here. 6'2", 242 pounds, but you wouldn't think of it looking at his frame in that picture there. He carries it very well. The processing ability, the speed that he plays the game with, the play recognition. I'm going to say this, and this doesn't mean that he is this player or he will become this player, but I do see a little bit of Luke Kuechly in his game. The guy is just a film junkie. He is just constantly calling out plays. He's a leader of a defense from day one. Tackling ability, coverage ability, run defense, processing, play recognition, pursuit. Guy is great. He is a phenomenal all-around player. I do think one area that I'd like to see him improve on going from the college game to the NFL game is in his pursuit. Sometimes he is extremely overzealous, cost him to miss a tackle. He's just playing with his fire. He's going to, wrap up a little, and his momentum's just going to slide him right off of the tackler or person being tackled, rather. But Swessinger, if that's my only complaint, this is a guy that I could easily see going in the second round, early second round. I really do think that he is someone that is going to be commanding defenses for the next 10 to 12 years and just be that absolute captain on defense. He's a phenomenal overall player. Demetrius Knight is my number 2 overall linebacker in the class. And yeah, Demetrius Knight does a little bit of everything. So I think the only reason or the only thing working against him here is that by the time that his rookie NFL season is over, he's going to be almost 26 years old. So yeah, that does work against you, and that's really it. The age is the only thing that works against you. You want to talk about explosive, a guy who just pops on film. He is everywhere. He's everywhere all at the same time. That's the way that I describe Demetrius Knight. Someone that is just a torpedo on that field. Great against the run. Really good in coverage as well. Just overall, the processing, the seasoned veteranness, the savviness in his game. I mean, yeah, he's 25 years old and he's played for two other programs before South Carolina. I know Charlotte was one of them. The first one is escaping my mind. I don't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, Knight is someone that is just going to bring that experience, that overall seasoned. It's almost like you're getting a veteran in the NFL with Demetrius Knight before he even takes a snap. Some might worry about that. I think that his transition from the college game to the NFL game is going to be that much smoother because of his physical maturity and his football IQ and his overall football brain. I think he's a lot more mature and he knows a little bit more of what to expect. But Demetrius Knight Jr. is someone that maybe because of his age could even potentially slide into that day three category. I don't think it'll happen. I think someone will definitely take a chance on Knight before that happens, but I could see a range of him being drafted anywhere between early on round two to early day three. But whoever gets him is going to be extremely happy because he's an absolute stud. And then, to no one's surprise, of course, at number one overall, we have Jahad Campbell. I'm going to go out there and say that Jahad Campbell is a borderline generational linebacker talent. The guy is unbelievable. Every facet of the game, he is phenomenal at. There is not one weakness in his total overall game. I mean, look at this animal. Just look at him. No sleeves, no gloves, taped up fingers. What kind of animal of a linebacker does something like that? You know that this guy is good at football just by looking at his drip. I mean, seriously, look at that look on his face too. No, the guy's an absolute dog. I will go as so far as to say people say Jalen Walker this, Jalen Walker that. We're not talking enough about Jahad Campbell as being someone that not only is shot out of a cannon on every single play he makes, whether that be behind the line of scrimmage, whether that be in coverage, whether that be rushing the passer. He is someone that could totally come off the edge if need be. 6'2", 235 pounds, explosive first step, phenomenal speed, amazing athleticism. Like I said, everyone says Jalen Walker this, Jalen Walker that. Jahad Campbell is my guy. I don't know about you guys, but Jahad Campbell for me, I think is a shoo-in to be a first round pick, maybe even a top 15 pick, depending on how Atlanta views him, if they decide to move up for Jalen Walker or not. But yeah, Jahad Campbell is the complete package, a borderline generational player that I think is going to be a perennial Pro Bowler and an all pro player every year of his career. A phenomenal overall player. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There's my top 10 linebackers for the 2025 NFL Draft. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like I said, let me know if you think I missed someone, where someone is in my rankings, and I'll be happy to discuss with you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I see you in the next one.